So good. Well, hello everyone. Let me do my hair a bit. Gosh. I have been having a ton load of fun today. I did my first presentation for a small private group of the Brave New Life community as to what is all shaking and moving and making and breaking new ground. And very excited to also give a little bit of a rundown about the Brave New Life community. I have a bit of a fantasy because as you may know, I love having fantasies. I have a bit of a fantasy to present a case study, yes, of a community that has been really progressing beautifully, and as a experiment in human ecology has proven to be able to sustain itself and the ability to continue growing. And as with everything in nature and life, everything goes through cycles, and so has this community. But in human ecology, when cycles of change come in, it doesn't always seem to be reflecting the same way as it does in nature. And that's because we humans have attachments and we have stories, and we're like, well, that's not why I signed up, or there's a lot of narratives there. And so I would like to make a presentation for you, and I just have to quickly open it up. Look at that. I just downloaded this. This is great. Beautiful. I'm going to share my screen here. And so for anybody that's joining in, this is a why to join Brave New Life community. And if you're already a member, that is really great. But I'm excited to share this with you. And I'm going to see how I can have this here very neatly included. I just want to acknowledge briefly the Earth Heroes partnership that we have here. It's so awesome that we get to use the tools, the platform, a place to store and connect and grow community from the inside out in partnership. And so not just in isolation, in collaboration. I really, really love that. Make it a bit bigger so you'll have me on the side. And I'm going to run you through what the Brave New Life community was, and what it is about, and why it is so unique and why it's so special. And if you're here and you don't know what the Brave New Life community is about, or why you would even consider joining, stay tuned, watch this beautiful presentation, because I'm sure that your inner being is going to be treated with some beautiful delights. Let's see. This should all be looking really nice. Great. We are fostering community. And this is a place, Brave New Life, as a community where your journey matters, where your stories matter, where your feelings matter, where you matter, whether you actively participate, whether you are just listening in and just enjoying, experiencing what real humans do when they relate authentically and openly, and when they navigate together in an ecosystem that isn't like all the traditional mainstream brands of social media or online communities. Brave New Life started out by me and Imani coming together, relating a lot, doing a lot of feeling-based relating. And we initiated what we call Zoom Blooms, circles for people to come in to relate around what's all going on for us, what is happening in our feeling-based world, with all the challenges and all the changes and all the weirdness of the past year, actually the past 2 years, well, if not an entire lifetime, but last year definitely everything got increased. This is what that looked like, and this is what it every week looks like. many faces together on a screen, joining in what we call a circle, to relate from our feelings, to share what is alive for us. So many beautiful faces, and so many people keep showing up for the quality and the preciousness of what relating authentically from a place of our own feelings, what it does in us. The process of feeling based relating is really a remembering and restoring, re-enabling our innate natural capacity and abilities to connect from our feelings, to share and speak on behalf of our feelings, so that we also get to feel the relief, the freedom, and the sense of my voice matters in a world where there is so much chit chat and there is so much fear porn and there is so much non-resolution, a lot of solution orientated platforms out there that are focusing beautifully on practical solutions, which we do too. But the foundation of any community is founded in our humanity, our shared humanity. What does that look like? How do we do that? And feeling based relating is a beautiful format for that. We introduced the love language of syntropy, as Imani so beautifully coined it. It's a language of sovereignty and self-love to remember and re-enable that innate and natural ability to be authentic, to be transparent, to be open. And for that, you require a space where that is really welcome, where that is really prioritized. I've been promoting and sharing a lot around the cultivation of a syntropic human ecology, and the study of syntropic agroforestry applied onto syntropic human ecology is a beautiful field. And some of you may have joined or attended or received the course in Syntropy, which is just a online email communication where all the understandings and natural comprehensions of syntropy are being shared either through the podcast or emails. It really provides a bit of a roadmap to come home to self, to come home to love. Through this practice of feeling-based relating, we are, and that was also my vision, we are able to restore life ways of true courage that are of the heart, which naturally fosters real community. Through language and changing and opening up to what you could consider a new language, but really a natural language, we are encouraging everyone in creating their own brave new life within this community. That is a regular invitation, but really it's people speaking on behalf of their own brave new life and their journey that inspires others to dare more, to have the courage to make changes in during a time and in a world where change is happening and where adapting to that change doesn't necessarily make us feel more self-empowered. And so how can we become our brave leaders of our own new life? In order to keep up with the growth and the expansion that happened so rapidly in November last year, I initiated a process of actually creating an online community platform that outside of the Zoom meetings would be a place for people to connect. This was really about following the need of our growing community, because there were some of us that were the core facilitators, so to speak, or the hosts of these Zoom Bloom meetings. This is what that looks like currently. And you can get your invite if you're not already invited. This is where we share. This is where we post. And this is a very different ecosystem than Facebook, but it's, or any of these other social media platforms. But it's leveraging the best of the technology available. This ecosystem is really intended as a place for the off-Zoom connecting and empowering the growing of community, by having a place of connecting together outside of our regular Zoom blooms. It's a place for sharing our feelings, our stories, our journey, our resources, and really also the forming of circles and connections. And with that, I'm talking about other circles. It was really envisioned to be a place where there are more ways for people to communicate and a place for the community to be able to start self-organizing itself. And this is what's happened. We have regular UK and a Europe circle. We have a syntropic housing communities and opportunities circle. These are initiated by the community themselves because that is the quote unquote empowerment that I really wanted to set out on the roadmap. There is a circle for those that are actively working with Oracle Girl, so that relating from the people in Brave New Life around the updates and the downloads can take place. Such a beautiful, beautiful space. Of course, it's a place for upliftment. It's a place where we get to share our uplifting memes and stories, and such a beautiful, beautiful place it is. There are circles for so many other things. Homesteading, the awareness around 5G and all of that. And yet the community is really very much about focusing on the light, focusing on the love, focusing on what works, fostering really what will last. We're co-creating together as a community for self-organizing systems. And self-organizing systems need to be designed, but they are done in such a way that the community gets to take action and be able to activate and organize itself, circles, as I mentioned before, groups of interest. As part of this becoming a real effective model, we gathered a Brave New Life doula group. These were people that, and are people that are, had and have the thrivality of our community at heart. We then started a new Brave New Life journey with those really feeling the calling to join an open circle training. How do we have more circles happening that retain the quality of what it is that we stand for in feeling-based relating and open, transparent communication? And these two elements, the doula group and the We Are Open Circle training, were necessary preparations for the BNL community and its planned succession. The planned succession is leading into this, the fostering of community 2.0. We went on our We Are Open Circle journey, and through this journey, we solidified our common ground. And we came into an open and shared awareness of a shared language and a shared comprehension on how to make these circles and the facilitation of these circles be coherent. Through the process of this 3-month training over 3 different training cycles, we definitely fostered more togetherness. We shared a response ability that got increased, and there came about an increase of an ability to care. The function of this planned succession with purpose was to empower each other to co-lead and to increase the confidence, the clarity, and the community cohesion. What it did, it created an increased ability to care and self-organize, which, if you look at it from a technical perspective, was really decentralizing our organization, decentralizing the community through the decentralizing of the circle facilitator roles. Who opens, who closes, who hosts? How does this process function together in openness. And so we continue to empower the self-organizing of these circles by means of having quote unquote trained facilitators of this. But this is not to use as a word to kind of distinguish difference. We're all shared participants, we're all humans in this ecosystem. And and yet there are certain roles and functions that benefit having and being carried out and having clarity around what the function and the role of that is to retain and to maintain and to sustain the quality of our feeling-based relating circles. Brave New Life as a community is navigating together in common unity. We grow and we strengthen our community resilience from the inside out. We are fostering for anybody a safe place to fall, a safe place to land, a safe place where all of you is welcome and where your journey matters. This we do every week. The size of our circles have shrunk a little bit, and yet the quality and the realness and the inspiration and the healing and the transformation that comes about through these weekly circles is so impressive. It is nourishment for the soul, for my journey, as I recognize that everybody's journey is a hero's journey, is a human journey on the earth, and we are all going through very similar experiences, and we are able to receive from how others are navigating their changes, their transitions, their challenges, their trials and tribulations, how they're navigating that from a feeling-based place. It is so inspirational because it allows us to tap into a roadmap. It allows us to feel into how I could do that, how that is actually something that I went through, but I didn't have the comprehension, or I didn't have the same way of relating then to that story that I went through. It is such a beautiful ecosystem that is filled with heart caring and heart sharing. I'd like to invite you to get the invitation to join our online platform where you can get access to the Zoom links and where you can join these circles, whether they are in Canada or the UK or the Australia-based one. You can get the invitation simply by emailing community@bravenewlife.net. I feel really nice about sharing this with you all, and I hope that you feel open to sharing this out with your friends. And I'm gonna close out with a little video just to round all of this beautifully off. I want to thank you very much for showing up, for being you in this world today, in this now moment. And I want you to know that there's a place, if you haven't already connected, where you can find community that really values feeling-based relating, open sharing, and communicating in a way that really works, that really is about inspiring us to be more sovereign with our journey on this earth.